I think it will be so instructive for our audience, whether they have ADD or not, is we all feel like we have it. It's kind of a joke. I was reflecting this morning on my day, trying to field calls from my mom's nursing home, check my Slack, check my email, actually try to get an article in. My daughter's upstairs because school's out. My brain couldn't rest. I couldn't stay on task. The TPN was not firing. You actually call this vast. And it actually explains why a lot of us, especially those of us trapped in highly digital worlds, feel like we have ADD. Do we?
Well, depends how you define ADD.
Yeah.
And by the DSM-5 definition, no, you don't. But practically speaking, the treatments we have for ADD minus medication would be very effective for you.
Hmm.
Exercise, structure, coaching, having a creative outlet, pursuing your interests and not just doing what you have to do, quote unquote. So living your life as if you had ADD will help you. And so whether to call you ADD or not is sort of a moot point. But like I said, by the DSM definition, you don't have it. I mean, in order to have it, it's various people talk about it, make it so complicated. In the DSM, there are two banks of symptoms: 9 symptoms related to inattention, and 9 symptoms related to impulsivity and hyperactivity. In order to qualify the diagnosis, you have to have 6 out of 9 on either axis. And then there's some other qualifiers. They have to be impairing in some way. They have to have occurred before a certain age. But it's very objective. You either have it or you don't. People say it's so wishy. It's not wishy-washy. There's the definition. You either have it or you don't. Now, I see a lot of people, because I mainly see very high-functioning people, who don't qualify for that diagnosis, but they are tremendously helped by the interventions that I can prescribe for them. So, I say they have pseudo ADD, or what I'd really like to say, which I do say in the book, they have what I call VAST,
Yes.
which is variable attention stimulus trait, not disorder, but trait.
Trait.
Depending how you manage it, it's either an asset or a liability, and it's usually a little bit of both. So my job is to turn it as much into an asset as I can and as little of a liability as possible. Variable, it's everything in our world is variable. Attention is one of the main ones, stimulus, another main one, and then trait. Vast, and I call it vast because it is vast. This condition takes in all of you, much more than the little tiny definition in the DSM. It takes in everything. Everything you do in life except sleep improves with focus. So it reduces anxiety, it elevates you out of depression, it makes you a lot easier to get intimate with, it makes you a lot easier to manage. Everything gets better